Hey crafty family, it's me! And today we are going to have some fun with this happy mess that I've got going on here. And it is definitely a happy mess. Messes on my craft desk always mean happiness. So today we're going to make something fun. We are going to make scrap monsters. These little cute little characters came up, let me speak. The person that came up with these, her name is Courtney Diaz, and she's got a channel, and I'll post the channel below, but she made these scrap monsters and they're so adorable, and you can just make them and have fun with them and their little embellishments. Use up your scraps for them. And I went a step further and decided to make not just scrap monsters, but I decided to make scrap sugar skulls. So I'm going to show you how to make those too. So yeah, so very easy. These are just so much fun, so easy to do. There's no skill involved whatsoever. Let me turn over my glue page since it's all glued. All you need is your scraps, which I have got next to me, piles and piles of scraps here. All you need is scrap. You need some cardstock, and I'm using this random piece of cardstock, and this is for the scrap monsters. I'll show you the scrap skulls next, but we'll start with the scrap monsters. Now all you gotta do is take some sort of Sharpie. It doesn't have to be black, but I'm using black. And you're just going to draw a shape of some sort, and you're just going to basically draw a funky shape that could be your scrap monster, and it doesn't have to be anything. Like I can just do this, and there's my scrap monster body. That's all you need to do. So you could do a couple of them. We'll do two. Let's see, what other shape can I do? I can just do another one of these where I did this and it's completely uneven, and that's awesome. That's what makes them cool. Okay, so you start off like that. Okay, then you're going to cut them out. Actually, no, I'm not. I don't cut them out. I don't fussy cut them. I just cut them close like this. I just cut around them in a square. Just like this. This is how I did it. I think she did it. I'll show you in her video. I think she did it a little different. I think she actually fussy cut them out, and then she put the scraps on, and then she cut them out again. So to me, this is saving a step. So you're just going to roughly cut them out. And then all you're going to do is, what I do is I turn over, okay, my scrap monster. So the other side has the outline. And I'll start with one. And you're going to take scraps, like I'm going to take them and rip them as I go. Now what I'm using is, I'm using this. I've bought this a while ago and never used it. Because I didn't know what I would use it for, and I saw it when I was cleaning up one day, and I was like, you know what, I need to use that. And so I decided to try it. And you shake it really good. You're supposed to shake it really good before you use it. And I found that this just works out so easy. And all I do is, let's say I'm starting with my scraps, because all you're going to do is cover this with random little pieces of scrap. So like I'll just rip pieces of scrap. And what I do is I take my E6000 spray, so let me move this stuff out of the way, and I just literally give it a spray. And then you can spread it around with your finger a little bit, and it works really well. And what's nice is if you get the glue on the top, you know how like Mod Podge, if you get it over, if you put it over top, it's going to leave it like shiny, glossy. This doesn't. It stays completely matte, and it has no smell or anything. It doesn't say that it's not toxic, but I don't know. I'm imagining it's safe, because it literally doesn't have any kind of smell. It's a mild glue. It's not like regular E6000. So that's basically what you do, is you just make, you know, you can make them as big as you want, but, and if you do, you might need 2 squirts, or just take your finger and wiggle it around, because like it doesn't feel like, leave your fingers really sticky. And I usually keep a baby wipe just, you know, for when they're wet, because the glue will make your hands wet, and I just do that. And I keep that close by, but it really sticks them down nice. Even thicker cardstock, you know, it does a good job. See, like I got it mostly on one side. Well, all I gotta do is just take my finger and rub it onto the thing. And basically what you're gonna do is just cover up this whole thing with some scrap. That's what we're doing. So we'll do one monster, and then I'll show you how to do the skulls. And if you end up with a little bit of a buildup of the glue onto the side of your cardstock, you can also use that to stick down another piece, like a smaller piece. Like I could take this and pick up what's here. If you did it over a piece of acetate, that would even be better, because then you can literally pick up the wet glue that's left down. Every now and again, just pick it up, because it will, the outside edges that have glue on it will stick to your backing paper, drop paper, whatever you're using. Yeah, so that's all you got to do in this project. Or you can use a glue stick, or you can use aleenes. I just found this to be simple and easy and quick. You just got to hold it down for a split second, and it will literally adhere really well. Shockingly, I really was shocked by that, at how well it held down. And if you get it over to the top, it doesn't matter. It doesn't leave it makes it feel like regular paper. You don't notice it's there, which is pretty cool. And what's nice is you have a little bit of playtime with that glue. But it's a lot of fun to just sit here and do this. It's a great way to use up your scraps. And very easy. Something the kids can definitely do. You know, for that, if you don't want any kind of mess, you can just hand them a glue stick and tell them to have at it. And they can make them, because, you know, like I said, you don't need to know how to draw or anything. You just, you know, so the kids could just literally draw blobs of shapes, no matter how little they are. Even if they're like, you know, 4 years old, they can, you know, 3 or 4 years old, they can, you know, just draw any kind of blob, and, you know, they can turn it into a scrap monster. Fun, right? Totally fun. So I'm totally addicted. Yeah, like I said, lift it up every now and again, because it gets stuck to the back, which is fine, because you don't see that. Like, I'm not going to worry about that little corner, because yeah, that little corner is not part of it. So then I'm going to take my heat gun, and I'm going to shoot it with my heat gun. Shoot it. Heat it with my heat gun. Okay. And that's all there is to it. It's dry, you know, pretty much all the way dry, and it's stuck down really well. I love this glue. So then what you're going to do is you're going to get yourself a decent pair of scissors, because don't forget, now you're going through several layers of paper, and now you're going to fussy cut your monster. And, you know, you don't have to follow the lines completely. You can make them, you can reshape your monster completely if you want to. But it's just a fun project to do with your scraps, to make some really cute little embellishments that you can take and put them into, you know, Happy Mail and your journals and all kinds of good stuff. I just thought they were the cutest thing. I'm all about, you know, monsters and quirky little things like that. That to me is awesome. And And then I keep this because look, I've got all of this right here. I can punch little embellishments with my smaller punches with some of these, you know, or make arms and legs for my scrap monsters, which you can also do. I didn't do that on mine, but you can take them and make little arms and legs and stuff. So maybe I'll do that for this one. Maybe I'll make little arms, but see how it came out? So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna get your white paper, your white cardstock, and now you're gonna eyeball a little face. And you make it on the white cardstock, or you can do it like on a light colored pattern paper. Like I might do that. Let me see if I can find a light colored pattern paper where you'll actually see the face. And I don't think I have anything. No, maybe I'll just use the white for now, but you can do it however you want. And then you're going to take your marker, and you want it to fit in whatever space that you're going to, you know, make it in. And you want to just draw a circle, and I think that'll be good. And then you can draw your face in there. And actually, I don't really like that. I'm going to do it a little more oblong since this is... Let's see. Yeah, it'll fit in there. Good. Okay, so then you got that. Then you can make, you know, the eyes and the mouth and all that good stuff. So you can just draw a basic... I'm not a good drawer at all, so, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It's supposed to be just like doodly and, you know, it's not supposed to be perfect. They're supposed to be quirky little monsters, and I'm making mine a girl monster. But of course you can make yours however you want. And then you could color it with colored pencil, which I just smeared mine, but that's okay. That's alright, it'll just add to the quirkiness. And we could take some colored pencil and color in the face if you want to, or you can just leave it black and white. And then you just cut it out, and I like to leave the Sharpie background or the Sharpie outline on the face, because then it stands out a little better. You could do it however you want. You can ink it instead or use paint if you want to, just like that. And then instead of using this glue, I'm just going to use a little bit of this because I can control this better, a little bit better. See? And then we can make little arms for her out of some of the scraps like this. I can just take it and basically cut two little arms. And put them on her. That might be a little too long, but that's okay. And then I'll cut one out of this side. And they don't have to be perfect or even or nothing. It's a, you know, the whole point is that it's a quirky little scrap monster. So, you know, it doesn't matter. You just make it however you want. That's the fun part. And they always come out looking cute. So it doesn't matter. Look how cute. Where's my glue? Where's my glue? We'll just have her arm sticking straight out. Why not? You can make them, you can even put like brads and make them movable. Isn't she cute? And then you can add glitter, and like I'm gonna take a pencil and let's see, what color is this? I can do her lips like that. They're just fun to play with. And I'm sure your kids will love it. Oh my goodness, they'll go crazy. My pencils are not cooperating with me today. Let's see. Let's see, is this pink? Well, it's a light purple. It's good enough for the cheeks. But, you know, just have fun with it. And then I can draw the pupil. Whoops, my arm's not dry yet. How cute. And then you can add glitter, stickles. You can, you know, cover those, you know, outline the face. And you also want to outline the body. I mean, you don't have to, but like you can outline the body with your Sharpie just to make it stand out. Of course, you're going to go slower and neater than I am. You can outline it with paint. You can ink it. You can use glitter. Or you can leave it not outlined. It's up to you. You can also add flowers, embellishments. You can add like a word like love or dreams or something. They're your scrap monsters. You can do whatever you want. You can add a hat or ears. Let's add some ears. I want to add ears on her. Let's add a couple of ears. I think they would be cute. And then like if you do one and you want it to be even, you can just put it down onto the other piece of scrap and then cut around it. Or draw around it and cut. Either way would work. So that they're even. Just a good pair of scissors is always best because, again, you're cutting through so many layers that you don't want a crappy pair of scissors that you're going to have trouble cutting. What did I do? Stick them together? Yeah. So I'm just going to stick these on there. She's getting so cute. Now that's cute. She doesn't look as much like a monster now, but she's just cute. She's just cute. So, endless possibilities. You could do whatever you want. They're your scrap monsters. Make them however you want. But the quirkier, the better. I think that the quirkier, I think like this one, I love it. And that's another thing, like I added these little lines and she did that on hers. It's like it kind of uniforms all the scrap together and makes like a little fur. You could do that. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do. Use your imagination and make these cute little characters, and you can stick them in your journals for people. How cute. I'd love to get those. So they're adorable. So now I'm going to show you how to make this awesome skull, which I came up with this one because I just, like, a light bulb went off in my head while I was making the scrap monsters that I bet you I can make a really cute sugar skull. So what I did for this was I cheated a little bit, which is fine. And I went online and I looked for an outline of a skull so that I didn't have to draw anything, because you know I want to be lazy. And I found one, and I'll put the link to this below. Then I took it and I saved it to my desktop. You just right click on it and you hit save as, and then it'll pop up a box and it'll say in the top where you could save it to. And I save it to my desktop, or you might have a graphics folder that you like to save things to. And then you put in the, you just hit OK, or you can change the name of it, because like an automatic name will go into in the bottom there, you'll see it. And so anyway, I have to make sure it's on my desktop, and then I open my Word, Microsoft Word. I drag it into a Word document, and it's pretty big. So it'll come up pretty big. So you don't want to print that out, because it's going to be like the size of your page. You don't want to make it, that's not really an embellishment at that point. You could do that if you want to. What I did was I sized it down, and there's obviously the little grids on the side of Word, and that's why I like using Word for sizing things. It's quick and easy. And I made it like, about 2.5 by 3.5. You make them whatever size you want. This way I was able to cut and copy and then paste to make all the same sizes, and obviously I already cut one out. So you do that, and then obviously you're going to cut it out, but we're not going to fussy cut it yet. We're just going to do a very quick and easy cut out, because we're going to have to fussy cut it once. Why do it twice? Because like when you obviously put the scraps on, even if you fussy cutted it right now and then you laid all the scraps on, obviously the scraps stick all out the edges, right? So you're gonna have to go back in and fussy cut it. So why do that? Why not just turn it over, put all your scraps on, and then turn it over, and then just fussy cut it once and turn it around, and then you're gonna have to draw on, well, we're gonna cut out black circles for the eyes and a black thing for the nose, and then you draw on this little line, that little line, and the teeth, which is like super simple. And that's how you get this. See, like I used black pattern paper for the nose and the eyes, and then I drew on with a Sharpie that little line going down and that little line going down. The teeth, I put white paint in between the teeth. You see what I mean? It's very simple. We're gonna do it together. And then you just doodle. And you just doodle your little lines. And you don't even have to doodle. You can just leave it the way it is. You can just do a little flower around the eyes, or you don't have to do anything. So I'm gonna go grab something real quick, and I will be right back. So I will be right back. Okay, so we've got our skull. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're going to flip it over after we loosely cut it out. And we're just gonna start putting on our scraps. Scrappity scraps. Gotta move the stuff out of the way. I don't want to get glued. And just start laying them down, just like we did on the monster. Easy peasy. Somebody today told me, I can't draw, I'm not good at doodling, I don't think I could do it. Yeah, you can. Believe me, you can. This is not hard, I promise. This is one of the easiest things, because there is no right and wrong with this. You do it how you want to do it. Especially with the scrap monsters. There's no precise anything with that. You just literally make it up as you go along. That's kind of how that goes. But I really like this spray. I'm digging it for sure. It's definitely works. It's definitely a good glue for something like this, especially where you don't feel like having a paintbrush out and all that stuff, and you just want to kind of no fuss kind of gluing. This is the stuff to do it with. Easy peasy. I mean, I've only, I bought it a while ago, but I only first started using it yesterday, and so far it's not clogged, but I can imagine that it might get clogged, you know, down the line. I don't know. I'm sure that if you rinse out the top of it, I mean, like if it gets clogged, I'm sure if you just rinse out the lid, this little thing here, I'm sure that would fix the problem. But you have to decide if it's right for you. I say give it a try. It's about $4 and change for this bottle, and it's 4 ounces. And I mean, I've been doing spraying now 3 or 4 of these, and I still barely notice anything missing out of the bottle. So, you know, it goes a long way, I guess. And I'm just using up scraps of paper that I don't really like that much and have not much of a use for. And that's the awesome thing about it, is you can use up papers that you don't really like, that you just have laying around, because this, like, literally, it looks good with even the crappiest of paper patterns. It's one of those type of things. And we can finish it off with this piece. And then, I didn't pick it up periodically. Ooh, that's okay, because it only rips the outside edges. It doesn't do like the actual ones that you're going to see. And then we need to dry it. Okay. And also, I was reading this bottle. It says that it's photo safe. So I guess it's acid free. Resists water, bleed through, and yellowing. Good for paper, wood, poster board, cardboard. It's hard to read because it's so little. I can't read that. Foil, medium and heavyweight fabrics, vinyl foam, styrofoam, glass, felt, plastic, rubber, leather, and metals. Huh. Interesting. I'm gonna have to use that more and find out, you know, what all it works best with. I'm sure it works best with paper. Most glues work best with paper because you can't really go wrong. Okay, so now we're gonna cut out Mr. Skull. And you're not gonna see this back part, so if you mess up, you know, cut over the line or whatever, it's not gonna matter because this is just what we're cutting it at, but we're not going to see this side. We're going to draw our own face on, which, don't worry, it's not scary, I promise. We're going to have a guide, so it'll be easy peasy. It's not much drawing because we're actually going to use scrapbook paper, black scrapbook paper, or you can use a Sharpie, it's fine, to make the eyes and the nose. Or the eye socket and the nose socket, because really there are no eyes on a skull, just the sockets. But look for the link to this particular skull in the description. Also look for the link to Courtney's video. And also, Courtney has a group. Here it is on the other side before I add any lines. She has a Facebook group, which is a lot of fun, and everybody in the group is crazy about these monsters. So there's like tons of pictures of everybody's monsters, which is so much fun in the group. So if you, I'm going to put the link to the group below so you can check out her group, which is loads of fun. Okay, so now what we need to do is cut out eyes and a nose. So I'm kind of using these other ones as a guide, or you can just flip yours over and use that as a guide. And I'm going to take black scrapbook paper, and on the other side, actually I'm going to cut a piece, and I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to draw my eyes. And I'm just going to look at these eyes and just kind of draw. I mean, really, they're just circles. They're just not perfect circles. But I'm just going to basically try and get as close to, maybe a little bigger. And you can do that. You can go back over it because see, like, you can mess with it because it's not going to show. So it looks like a messy bunch of lines, but I know which one I'm cutting on, so that's all that matters. And you cut out both at once when they're folded like that. This way you have even eye sockets. Like that. And see, pretty good. Pretty good, right? That works. They don't have to be perfect. And then you're going to find your placement. So I just look on the back, since the picture's back there, and I realize that that's where they go. Just like that. They don't go way up here. They go down a little bit, like halfway down the top of the head. I gotta find my glue. I lost my glue. I lost my glue. Where is it? I know you guys see it. Where is it? Where's my glue? There it is. Right in front of me. Okay. And then we glue them on. Happy little eyeballs. Did I have it like that? Yeah. Happy little eyeballs. It almost looks like he's wearing sunglasses. If I connect it in the middle, it'll be like sunglasses. Cute. Now, for the nose, that's really easy. Everybody knows how to cut out a heart, right? Where you fold the paper in half and you either draw or cut out a heart. Well, in this case, because the heart, let's look at it this way so that it's, you know, looks like a heart. You're just going to draw the heart, but you're going to minus the point. Like, we're not going to come to a point. So you would only do half a heart on the piece of paper. And you would just come like that. And so you would cut that out. Or you could freehand it. It's really not hard. And you could check it to this one. This one's a little bit bigger, but that's okay. It's perfectly fine. And we'll put that on there. See how easy? There's no like skill involved in this. This is easy stuff. Whoops, let's put the heart upside down. I put it the wrong side up. Okay. Put it between the eyes. Down a little bit. Now it looks like it's, you can't see it. It's not popping very well yet, but it will. Yeah, these eyes are going to pop in a minute. Alright, now the only tricky part, and it's not tricky, it's really not, is we're just going to draw these lines. We're going to draw this line to there and this line to there. Okay, so we're just gonna, and basically the little bumps on the side of his face will guide you on that part. So I'm just gonna go next to the eyes, a little bit in. See, it's a little bit in. I should zoom in for this, but then I'd go out of camera frame. So let's show you like this. So next to the eyes, in a little bit, and then just follow the outside of the little bump. So next to the eyes, and then follow the line of the bump, and then we're just going to come in and go down. Come in and go down. It's easy peasy. Next to the eyes, I'm going to hold them down a little bit. Next to the eyes, and come in, follow the bump, and then come in like that. And if it's not perfect on either side, which mine are definitely not, who cares? When it's all said and done, it is not going to matter. Now I go back over it with a thicker line to really kind of outline it. Like that. Now I'm going to dry it because that pen was like a wet pen kind of. And I'll smear it for sure. And then we're going to take you want to use a thinner pen for this because a Sharpie might be quite thick to do the teeth. And then you just connect these two lines, just connect them like that, and make your beautiful smile on your skull by making a little rectangle like so, and then sticking a line through it, and then just putting lines like a grid like that, and there's your mouth. Now all this will be defined as we add other things. You see how on this one everything's popping a lot better, but that'll happen as we add things now. So let me put the lid on my glue because I always forget and I lose it a lot. There it is. So I don't want it to dry out. Okay. So now I just smeared it because you want to dry it, especially if you're using ink like this, like a ball, like this pen thing, this roller ball pen. The ink is like super wet. It's a very wet ink. I just made it worse. That's okay. That's all right. There we go. It's a very wet ink, so it doesn't dry very quickly. That's all right. He just has a shadow under his mouth. I don't care. You're better off using like a fine tip Sharpie. I don't have a really fine tip Sharpie. You can use a regular Sharpie as long as the tip is nice and sharp. And that's another thing we're going to do. We're going to take a Sharpie and we're going to go around the outside now and we're going to outline it. Or you can use ink at this point. It's up to you. I'm just going to use a Sharpie. I'm just doing a sloppy line. So, because I'm not about being all perfect. To me, they have a lot more character when you just kind of go with it and not fuss and worry too much about your mistakes, because it's okay. You're not, in the scheme of things, when we're done with it, do you see any mistakes on here? Not really, because everything is so busy. But believe me when I tell you there's a lot of mistakes. A lot of little mistakes, but that's okay. In the end, it won't look like it. And then I'll even outline the nose with the Sharpie. You don't have to, because it's already black, but I do. I'm not going to outline the eyes because I'm going to draw around the eyes. I always do that. I always take the other cap and try to put it on that end. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put white in the teeth area. And what I used is just a paint pen. I have this Craft Smart paint pen, and I just basically put dots I just basically dotted the paint in there because, and if I go over some of the black line, that's fine. I can go back and fix it. But that's all you need to do is like take a paint pen, or if you don't have a paint pen, you don't need a paint pen. You can take paint on the end of an eraser or on a tip of something and put some paint on your craft mat and dip a little pencil in it and just do dots and fill in that way. And so now when that dries, it's going to be a little bit more translucent than that. So I'm going to probably go over the teeth again later, but right now I'll just dry it. Yeah, and that paint likes to bubble, paint pen. So now we're going to start doodling, and I'm going to start with the eyes. And I did a flower around the eyes. I think I'll just do that again because it was really kind of cute. So I'm just going to go around and basically draw little flower petals around the eyes. Now, coloring them in, you can use paint pens, you can use gel pens. Now sometimes the eyes are too close together to get a good petal on on the other eye after you did the first one, but that's okay if they kind of touch each other. Don't worry about it. You can use paint pens, you can use gel pens, you can use, I don't know if colored pencil would show up on there so much, but you can use Sharpie. And in this case, I was using these Crazy Art glitter markers, and they're like a paint glitter marker. And I've got them in several colors, and actually I don't want to use pink again, so let me find another color, which they're above me. Let's do blue. This like teal blue, or teal green, I mean. It's like a green color. I make sure it works. These things always seem to work really well. I definitely recommend those. They seem to, every time I take the cap off, they just work. Let me dry that Sharpie because it's gonna blend. It's always good to dry any pen marks you make before you move on so that they don't bleed. And I mean, if you're using a whole lot of dark scraps, you're gonna have more of a problem. I mean, but if you're using like a variety of colors and lights and darks, like there's some dark up here, but you know, you just gotta, you know, use, if you use a variety, it's fine, but try not to use all dark scraps, because then when you go to draw on them, you're not gonna see them unless you're using, like, unless you're gonna go over it with gesso a little bit. Like, you can always wipe over it with a little bit of gesso to lighten it up and put those dark colors towards the back before you start doodling. So you can do that too. So that's that. It already looks cute. Now if you don't want to doodle anymore, you can leave it at that. You don't have to finish. You don't have to finish and do anything else. But it's a sugar skull, and I'm going to add some more doodling, and let's see what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to add a big heart up here, like that, with a whole bunch of like swirlies coming off of it. Like that. And then sometimes it's hard to write over top of the scraps because you'll hit one scrap to another scrap to another scrap, and you'll like, it'll make you, like when you hit the edge of one scrap, it'll make your pen not want to work well. So keep that in mind when you're doodling. So I'm just kind of making whatever doodles. They don't match, but I don't care. They don't have to match in my world because I said so. I'm going to put another heart down here. Like, I'm not good at doodling at all, and I still think they come out cute. I'm going to dry that again because of the pen. I probably should have done it with Sharpie just because this pen can be a pain in the butt. I like it though, it's nice and dark. So now I'm coloring the heart in with pink glitter. Pink glitter! And I'll do this little heart. Well, maybe I'll do that with gold glitter. And I'll do gold on these little things. The gold doesn't show up as well, but it's super sparkly. The sparkle of the gold shows up more than anything. And then, let me see what other color I got in here. I'll do purple in the little face weird things that I made. And actually I could probably fix this since the purple is so dark. One good thing about some of the colors, if they're really dark, you can kind of redesign your design. And there we go. See how cute? And see, it doesn't look all messed up. It looks cute, you know? It's adorable. So now I have two sugar skulls. So these are really, really easy and fun to make. I love them, and I'm probably going to sit here for the next however many hours and make more. And I'm going to add stickles to her ears. I like making the little ears on them. And that's what she did, Courtney did. She added ears to them, and immediately it made me like love them. I was like, okay, I definitely love adding the ears, so I'll probably do a lot of ears. And then like I can add stickles to this too. If I want, I can add stickles in the eye and just put some random stickly sparkles in there. You can do whatever you want. Endless possibilities. That's my favorite type of craft, where it's just kind of do whatever you want and it goes however it wants to go. So let's all make some. Fun. Check out the links in the description. Don't forget that. They're important because they have fun things for you to look at. Don't forget to join the group. The little inkers, little inkers. Oh crap, I can't remember the name now. It's in the description. But that's where you'll find all these people making these awesome scrap monsters. And believe me, theirs are way better than mine. And they're just awesome. I love mine though. I do. I'm very attached to mine. I think they're adorable. And I'm going to make lots and lots more. Where'd my other one go? Oh, there it is. It decided to leave the group. So cute. And I took a wink of Stella and went over the eye that's winking and stuff. So cute. Cute. So I hope you guys will give it a try. Let me know if you do. And I hope to see you in the group that I'm in. Fun. Make sure you do what you love and love what you do and be nice to people. And I love you guys. And I will talk to you later. Bye.